Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Candice. I create beauty content but primarily makeup content. As always, I hope this video finds you well. So today I just wanted to get into some fresh spring makeup, and I tried a few new products. It's the look that I created. I think it's very on brand for spring, you know, fresh, light, minimalist, very girly baby girl sort of vibes from the makeup today. Without further ado, let's get into it. You guys know the vibes. Grab a drink, grab a beverage, grab a snack, whatever you fancy, and let's get into the makeup. As of right now, I literally only have SPF on my face, and I put that on a couple of hours ago, and that was it. Literally washed my face, went in straight with the SPF because I wanted to try something different today. So I'm going in with my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I really love the smell of this. It's like very lemony, citrusy. You don't need much of this, but makeup lays so beautifully on top. I did take a bit of a break from makeup just because I did up my dosage of the dermatologist did. I basically moved on to a stronger percentage of tretinoin. I'm currently on 0.005, but before I was on 0.025, so this is stronger. And it didn't come to play. It did not come to play. I'm trusting in the journey. Trusting in the journey. 1 month free right now. And I just hope that by summer, because that's the goal, that by summer that my skin is cleared up and the hyperpigmentation is gone. But until then, we're going to thug it out. Having said that, if you see any peeling skin, close your eyes. Close your eyes, please. I've got a new color corrector. This is the Bobbi Brown Skin Correcting Stick in the shade Very Deep Bisque. This was on sale, and I've seen a few of my mutuals use it. Ignore my nails, by the way. I need an infill real bad. Real bad. I really like color correctors that are like hybrid, so they're concealers and color correctors. I don't really like deep orange, stark orange color correctors anymore. I feel like they take too much and too long to like blend out and to also hide. So it's like you're putting on the color corrector to hide your hyperpigmentation, then you're having to hide the color corrector. Can't be bothered. So I'm using this. But also, when you are underpainting, you do not want to use a stark orange color corrector, because I feel like you will need, going in with a bit underneath my eyes, I feel like you will need a lot more foundation to cover that, and that defeats the purpose of underpainting for me anyway. So yeah, if you're looking for a color corrector, apart from this Sigma one that you always see me use, I would definitely recommend this because they're the same vibes. They're like just enough orange or peachiness to color correct, but also close enough to your skin tone so that it's not a mare to blend out, and to also, you know, cover with foundation. I'm just going to use this Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood complexion brush to blend that out. If you hear any like background noise, I do apologize because my window faces a main road, and so it's just like really loud sometimes. And also I'm using my trusty Made by Mitchell mirror to look into. And with me, for right now, my hyperpigmentation goes down into my neck just on this side for some reason. It's very bizarre. So I'll make sure I carry that down. And that's actually covered it very nicely. Wow. So now we're going to move on to bronzing. because underpainting is bronzing or contour or bronzed or whatever. Then you have concealer, then foundation to marry everything together, cream blush, and then your powders, etc. When this product first came out, I wasn't feeling it, and now I've picked it up almost like a year later. Just because when I went in store, it just wasn't giving, because it's not the usual colour or undertone that I go for with like my bronzers, but I wanted to give it a try. Yeah, okay, so this is not a new product, but it's new to this channel because I just picked it up. Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun Kissed Glow Bronzer, and this is in the shade 310. The reason why I was skeptical about this product is because it's not much darker than my skin tone. I'll show you a few of the bronzers that I use for comparison just so you understand what I mean. This is the Charlotte Tilbury in the shade number 310, and this is the NARS Laguna Cream Bronzer in the shade number 4. If you really pay attention and look closely, this is slightly warmer and has a little bit more of a red undertone. This runs slightly more neutral but is still warm. And this is the Huda Beauty Tantal in the shade medium. This is significantly lighter. Like, I feel like it's evidently lighter, but it's also more neutral. This is obviously darker, but it's also more warm and slightly red in undertone. And although this is beautiful and it's an amazing formula and I have used this multiple times, I really feel like, I don't know, I'm kind of shifting my makeup style and what I like and what it is that I'm using. I just feel like I'm, even with the like underpainting for example, and just wanting to use less products and stuff, I have plenty of bronzers that look similar to that, and I wanted something a bit more contoury but something less red as well, because I feel like sometimes I don't realize it and you may not realize it as well, but things like bronzers and things with like a very red undertone, they can dramatically shift the color of your face, and I just don't want to do that. This is the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, and this is what I'm going to be using today. This is so gorgeous. I literally don't want to do anything, but like I said, as much as I love Charlotte Tilbury's product because they do have amazing products, the shade range, I'm not gonna let up, the shade range is not the best. Like, I feel like number 4 in this Charlotte Tilbury bronzer is what I'd normally use, and what I'd normally go for, but I went for number 3 because I wanted something a little bit more muted essentially. But Charlotte Tilbury still needs to work on their shade range, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like the jump, there's 4 bronzers and the jump between all of them, there definitely could have been more shades in between. But a good product is a good product, but the shade range, y'all need to do better. Y'all need to do better. I just don't understand that, because in my head I'm just like, if you have a better shade range and a more inclusive shade range, you're going to dramatically widen your consumer base, even though Charlotte Tilbury, she's a little bit more expensive. I just feel like this goes for any brand. If you're more inclusive, of course we want it to be genuine, but at the same time, more people are going to be able to use your product, thus buy your product, so you make more money. Like, it just, anyway girl, anyway, this is the Rare Beauty foundation brush, and I'm using this because it's quite it's got a particular shape, so I feel like it will be more accurate when I put on this bronzer. See, I don't know why I thought this wasn't going to show up on me. I think it's because, like I said, I would have normally gone for the shade darker than this, but I'm just going to take my time and use this to underpaint. This looks so much more natural and subtle, and as I am tapping, I'm also blending, because I made the mistake before of not blending the bronzer or the contour or whatever when underpainting, and it wasn't a good look. Oh, I just realized I made a rookie mistake. With cream products, they can be more difficult to work with if they're not warm, basically. And so what I normally like to do is I like to rub it together, like either on my fingers or like even just rubbing it in the pan and then applying it to the face. So I should have done that, but we're here now. But this is looking really nice. I'm gonna take the other end of that Charlotte Tilbury brush and I'm literally just gonna dab that in there, and I'm gonna try and do a nose contour. With me, I always go in with my powder afterwards anyway to actually do my nose contour, but like I said, I like to think that I'm doing something when I do that, and I just bring it out like so. And what I might do is I might do that, so I just create a little curve on my eye. I'm a little, you know, because this is very, I feel like this is, it's darker than my foundation, but I'm just so used to that stark, dark, warm red contour, you know, or bronzer, so it's a little different for me, but voila. So it's a little dry. Anyway, cool, moving on. I'm going in with my Hourglass Vanish concealers. These are in the shade Maple and Flax. Maple is more yellow, Flax is a little lighter and more neutral. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna go in with Maple first, and I'm gonna just take Maple like that. The Tilbury 7071, and you guys know the drill. We're gonna spread this concealer. I'm also gonna take it up here on my nose. Here. The reason why I spread my concealer is so that I have a more even base. Then I'm going to take my Hourglass Vanish Concealer brush. I used this combo in the last video and it was eating, so of course I'm going to use it again. This brush is a really good brush, though it is a little expensive, you know. And what I should have been doing is you want to blend the outside before you blend the center to allow the center more time to dry down, if that makes sense. And then you want to go in with the center. At this stage, I am not too fussed about making sure that everything is entirely blended out, because I am now going to go in with the lighter shade of that concealer, which is the shade Flax. And this spreads, so we're just, I'm not going in with too much. That brush again, and we're literally tapping, and we're lightly tapping. Sometimes I feel like you can literally blend the concealer away. Like, it's very important to have that really nice melt into the skin, but sometimes if you blend too much, you're gonna lose the product, babe. That concealer spreads so nicely. This concealer, honestly, now that I'm using it a second time, I think I can confidently say that this is my favorite concealer. I can confidently say. I think it has definitely topped the Too Faced concealer for me. yeah. I feel like Too Faced still wins in terms of versatility because I have multiple Too Faced concealers, 5 shades. I have Butterscotch for like a kind of chill highlight shade, so kind of like the way that I use Sable first, it's like an alternative. Then I have Cookie for like a really brightening shade. Then I have Warm Sand for like it's an in between Butterscotch and Cookie, so I can go in straight with Warm Sand basically as well, but I couldn't do that with Cookie because it's far too light and brightening. Then I have Chestnut, which I use to conceal my underbrows but works as a good foundation shade. Then I also have the shade Cocoa, which works wonderfully as a contour. So all in all, I obviously don't have other shades in this concealer to try for other than those two, and I wouldn't buy this concealer because it's marketed as a concealer. But the Too Faced literally says in the name and on the packaging it's multi-use. So do you see what I mean? But in terms of finish and how this sets, this has a velvetiness. That's the only way I can describe it. There's like this velvety cream texture that it has. It's still of course hydrating, but it just has this texture which is just so nice. It's ridiculous. If you're new to this channel then you won't know this, but if you aren't, you guys know I'm a sucker for tools. Yeah, I'm a sucker for like tools, weird little things that you can use for makeup that aren't makeup. Like, it's crazy. So I got this cute Makeup Forever professional palette. Yeah, so I got this. I got this from Guru Makeup Emporium, and I went all the way to the shop that they have in it's kind of like Kensington, Notting Hill, Kensington-ish. This is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. This is in the shade 440 Amber. I do have the Radiant Lifting version. This is not the same one. I forgot how runny it is, and I just see it's even running away. This is what I need. I need coverage, man. I still need coverage. I've color corrected, but we still need coverage. Oh, you're essentially taking that everywhere you haven't applied product. So I'm just taking that on the end to essentially marry my bronzer to my concealer. I don't want there to be a harsh line, so I'm just going over that line. You see I still have the colour here. If you feel like you are losing that definition, feel free to go back in with your bronzer brush and bring it right back. Yeah, so ignore that. So this is how much I used. So I would say I used, like, again, half a pump of the foundation. And yeah, this is what we're looking like. And this bronzer has still given me enough definition without it looking too crazy, overwhelming, and distracting. Now I'm going to go in and set my face, and I'm going in with this Huda Beauty powder in the shade Banana Bread, and I'm going to take my H&B Cosmetics powder puff just because I used this last time and I liked it. I'm going to load my powder puff before I go in and like blend out my concealer. So I'm going to get a bit of that powder. Okay. And you want to push that in. Before I was really overloading my powder puff with powder, and it was just too much. It was too much. And it was ruining my makeup. You want to get your powder puff and you want to start lower. beautifully mattified my under eye. Huh? Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Come on, baby, don't play with it. Just, yeah. A bit more powder, pushing that again into my hand like this. Looking up again. Huda Beauty. She put crack in this powder or something, because look how flawless and seamless. I'm gonna load my powder puff again for the other eye. For the other eye. Going on, mate. This eye is the problematic eye because it's got more creases, and I just realised that for some reason, okay, I'm gonna say for some reason, because I always rub this eye, the crease in this eye is significantly deeper than the one in this eye. And this eye just seems drier. Like, my hay fever is really messing with me right now. There's a bit of like a dry patch there, and I need this. So like I said, it's not me, it's the trick. So I'm just gonna, literally just tapping over my forehead. It's giving me a bit of a mare. One size, turn up the base, foundation powder in the shade Dark 2N. I'm just taking this Makeup by Ariel A24 brush. And I'm using a brush that has movement but is sort of densely packed in terms of the bristles, so that it can allow for me to get the most coverage. So off camera, I took this Nabla Cosmetics Precision Powder Brush, and I also took another one of the one size powders, but this is the shade Medium Dark 1NG, meaning neutral golden. And I basically literally just concentrate this underneath my eyes, and just the areas that I've highlighted. I'm gonna put a little bit more on my chin. Because this is a foundation powder, it has a bit more coverage, well, a lot more coverage, so you don't want to use too much. Hence I've just used this very flat brush. This is a really, really nice brush. I have realized that this little area here is actually a dry patch, which is why my makeup is not sticking to it. The thing about being on tretinoin is you literally you can't peel the dry skin, which is what happened to me, which is why I had that scar there in the first place. I haven't even put on powder bronzer, but the structure is still there. It's giving MUA. I'm actually gonna take this Makeup by Mariel A20 brush, and I'm gonna take that one size turn up the base foundation powder in the shade Dark 2N, so the one that I used to set the parameters of my face, my foundation, and I'm gonna use that to do my nose contour, or attempt to. By doing your nose contour this way, it means that it looks a lot less harsh. I'm just gonna tap on the sides. I feel like this look, like with the headband, it's giving me Dior girl. So I'm gonna use my Dior bronzer just to bring out that bronzer even more. Dior Backstage face and body powder, no powder. This is in the shade 7N. I'm gonna use another Makeup by Ariel brush. This is the A58 brush, and I'm just gonna use that to like, this is like very easy to build. Like, you can't really use this and have it go cakey, if that makes sense. It's like a very nice light formula, but it is more on the neutral side, but I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. And I feel like for the first time I can actually see it, because I feel like before, when I was using those deeper, darker bronzers, you couldn't really see it because the bronzer was darker than this, if that makes sense. I really like this. This is really pretty. and it's so soft. I'm not doing eyeshadow. I just want it to be very plain, very simple. But I don't want like the darkness of my eyes to be that evident to make it look like a bronzer kind of eyeshadow vibe. No. So I'm going to use that same Makeup by Ariel X Morphe A20 brush and that One Size foundation powder, the dark 2N. Basically just tapping that on my lids. Do you see like very different vibes? Very different vibes. And I don't think I set this part, so I'm just going back in with whatever's left of my powder puff to sort of mattify the area. Just all over my brow, essentially. This is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blush in the shade Primadonna. I've had this for a while and I've just been sitting on it and I haven't actually used it, so I said let me give it a go. It is pink, so I feel like that goes in with that fresh makeup spring sort of vibe. What I am gonna do is I've seen someone say that you should apply it with your finger. Oh, it's very creamy. I was expecting for it to take a while to warm up, but it doesn't. Oh, and it dries down really nicely. And it's like dried down to like a lovely pink, and it's actually matte. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that powder to just basically diffuse the edges. So I'm going to go back in with that foundation powder, the one that I use underneath my eye, and I'm just going over where my under eye meets that blush, just because I don't want the blush to be too overpowering. And admittedly, I took it too far into the face and I want to just keep it here. It's very pretty. And I'm just going to take this Urban Decay All Nighter Vitamin C Cactus Flower Water makeup setting spray. Allow that to melt into my face like so. I've just gone in with my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Unfortunately, I can't find the lash that I was going to wear. I'm going to have a proper look, but in the meantime, I'm going to go in with that same Nabla Cosmetics brush, my Charlotte Tilbury powder. I'm literally using that to just mattify the areas that we want to. I do not like shine anywhere other than where I intended it to be. I found these lashes and I hope they suffice. These are the Doll Beauty lashes. This is their 4 lash range. This is the style Jasmine. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liner in the shade Malt. So I'm gonna go over that with this MAC lip liner. This is the shade Cork. Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. This is the shade Pillow Talk. I'm gonna see what this looks like on. No. So this is the shade Cover Star. This is what I was actually looking for. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over with this Fussy Heat by Fenty Beauty. So So this is the finished look. I do like how it came out. I feel like it's giving skin in the sense that it just looks quite natural, obviously still full coverage, but natural. I like the slight hint of that blush, that rouge that is coming through. Not really a fan of the lashes. I couldn't find that minimalist small pair that I used last week. I don't know where it's gone, but I think this still looks really pretty. I think the lashes are giving like slightly individual vibes. I really like that rouge, the blush that is peeking through. I think it's there but subtle, you know, but it's really complementary to the whole look. I'm bronzed just enough without it being overpowering. I love that Charlotte Tilbury bronzing cream. Lip combo, very simple. Always a brown liner and a nude, either a pinky or a peachy nude center, and a gloss. Can't go wrong. Yeah, I think it's really pretty, very fresh, very suitable, very on brand for spring. That brings me to the end of this video. I really do hope you enjoyed watching this video and you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions, any video suggestions. I'm starting to interact more with my supporters, especially more so on Instagram. I'm definitely more consistent on Instagram and TikTok, so don't forget to follow me there too. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next one, but until then, take care and bye.